welcome. Today I want to talk about why your voice feels trapped in a lofty classical sound, or you may hear me say a lofty acoustic. So I have 3 reasons. This will be a short chat, and 2 of the 3 reasons are more mindset related. It's not all about voice, it's also about how you're thinking about sound making. So the first reason that your voice feels trapped in a classical lofty acoustic is because your mind is on formal singing versus basic sound making. This is a mindset shift for university trained, professional level opera singers and bel canto voice teachers, okay? So here, when you're transitioning into commercial singing, the standard and the goal is also changing. So in classical singing, the standard and the goal is to create beautiful sounds always. The standard and the goal in commercial style singing is to be a powerful storyteller and to make an impact with what you're communicating. So 2 different standards, okay? So one way that you can shift your mindset from thinking everything needs to be perfect and beautifully sung into I'm just going back to making sounds is to think about, I'll show y'all my notes. They're kind of messy. I don't know if y'all can see this right here. So I have sounds basically divided into 4 quadrants, and I got this from another voice teacher. This isn't my idea, but it's a great way to kind of make this stuff a little more tangible. So of course we have head voice and we have chest voice. If we want to break that down into 4 quadrants, quadrant 1 is a clear head voice. Quadrant 2 is a breathy head voice. Quadrant 3, chest voice, is a breathy chest. And quadrant 4 is going to be a clear chest, okay? So let's play around with some everyday sounds or some familiar sounds that you can associate with these type of qualities. So if we're thinking about head voice clear tone, that is going to be a siren. Think about an ambulance or something. Woo, 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 okay? That's our clear head voice. Now, if you want to do breathy head voice, that's going to be a falsetto. Think about our guys that sing in that falsetto quality. Or if you see a brand new baby or a new puppy, and the baby or the puppy is just the cutest thing you've ever seen, and you say, "Oh my God, look at the baby. Look at the pretty baby. Look at the puppy. Oh my God." That's a breathy head voice. You make those sounds all the time, but you don't associate them with singing. But that's exactly the type of sound that you can take and apply into real songs, okay? So that's a breathy head voice. Now let's move down to breathy chest voice, okay? So a breathy chest voice sound is like a radio announcer. Mine kind of sucks, but I'll do the best I can so you get an idea. So a radio announcer, think about it, it's like 10 o'clock at night, is smooth grooves on the radio, and she says something like, WKYT 97 Moonlight Jams, okay? Something like that, a radio announcer voice. That's that breathy chest voice quality. And then we move into clear chest voice. That's gonna be what y'all know as a belt. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? It's that, okay? So if you want to just start exploring different sound qualities in your classically trained voice, use that quadrant. Clear head voice, breathy head voice. Clear chest voice, breathy chest voice, and use those everyday associations so you can just start waking those sounds up. But truly, y'all, this is a mindset shift. The second reason that your voice feels trapped in a lofty classical acoustic is because you are resisting unpolished sound making. There's a lot of words, okay? But you're resisting making those everyday speech sounds that aren't always perfect, okay? So I told you in the first one, your new goal is not perfect sound making, but it's impactful sound making. You want to employ whatever sounds it takes to be able to deliver your story or deliver your interpretation or your message, okay? So my notes say, your ears are classically tuned and you can barely stomach sounds like baby cries. Wah! Or gritty vocal fry. Wow. Some of our classical singers, y'all struggle with making those types of sounds, okay? But what you got to realize is that those sounds are the doorway back to your origin voice. Those sounds are the way that you get back to your contemporary vocal sound. You have to go through that doorway, okay? So that's the second thing. Stop resisting sounds that feel ugly to you. And one way to start breaking down really that mindset is to retrain your ears. You got to do more listening. You have to reset your oral perceptions. You have to acknowledge that some of the things that you were taught in the academy, in the institution, in academia, some of those things that you were taught about good sounds, bad sounds, right sounds, wrong sounds, were based on someone else's bias and not scientific fact, y'all. Okay, you gotta accept that, and then you have to be willing to put the time in to listen to contemporary music, try to analyze as best you can what sounds you're hearing, and reset your ears so you're not so resistant to what you perceive as wrong sounds or ugly sounds or even harmful sounds. Some of y'all probably clenched y'all's pearls when I did that vocal fry. Right? Y'all feel like, oh my God, it's turning my voice. No, it's not. It's just the edges of your vocal folds coming together on the, like, it's just the thin inner edges. It's not a big deal. Okay? So y'all got to reset your ears. Okay? That's number 2. And then the final reason is because, now this is, when I wrote this, I was particularly thinking about navigating bridges. So especially that A, B flat B for us ladies. The third reason is you have a habit of tall vowel modification, especially in your bridges, versus maintaining a speech-like acoustic, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate what I mean. So there are 3 acoustic options that you can choose from. There is loft, which is classical lofty sounds, right? Bringing that head voice down, keeping that soft palate high to the sky, keeping that larynx low, okay? That's lofty. Y'all know lofty. The second acoustic is called a closed timbre. That's a more narrow sound. Think about how classical tenors sing, ah, or ah, right? That could kind of sound lofty to you, but when I demo with real words, you'll hear it, okay? So a closed timbre is just like singing words that phonetically have closed sounds, and you maintain that phonetic quality even in your singing. You don't modify it and make it lofty like what you were taught in classical. And then the third acoustic is an open timbre, or what we call like a call timbre. This is going to be it's really open and it's really bright, and it can be kind of twangy, okay, depending on how much ratio of twang you want to put in it. So those are the 3 acoustics. So let's demonstrate. So the first one, lofty, I'm going to say, hey, wait for me, right here. So lofty, this is going to feel real weird because I'm doing this in chest voice, but lofty, hey, wait for me, right? That's kind of like a classical dude singing that, okay? Ladies, hey, wait for me. That's lofty, okay? That's where y'all stuck at and want to get out of. I'm going to show you how to get out. The next one is a closed timbre. So, hey, wait for me. So this is like people that have maybe a Midwest accent or something, and instead of saying wait, they would say wait. Wait, it's kind of narrowed. Hey, wait. So that one would sound, hey, wait for me. You hear how it's a little more focused? We call that closed timbre. Hey, wait for me. And then the third acoustic option is open or call. This one is, hey, wait for me. This is that open belt sound that y'all know, wait. So those are 3 acoustic options that you have. And so if you want to get out of lofty classical singers, experiment with closed timbre, where it's a little bit kind of turned in just a little bit, and then experiment with that open call timbre, okay? I would encourage you to start with the call timbre. That's the one that's going to feel the most foreign to you, because almost nothing that we sing in operatic literature requires or allows us to can't like open up like that. So that's gonna feel really different. So I say just go straight to the one that's gonna disrupt those habits that you have, and just play around with it and start exploring new sounds. Okay, so those are 3 reasons why your voice feels like it's stuck in loft or stuck in that classical, stuck in a lofty acoustic, feels trapped. I'll reiterate and then I'm gone. So number 1, it's the way you're thinking about sound making. You're thinking about it too formally and not thinking about just basic everyday sounds, okay? The second reason is because you're resisting unpolished, unperfect sounds. You have an internal resistance to that because of what you were taught in academia. Need to do a mindset shift. And the third reason is you need to learn different acoustic options versus loft.